Alright. Hey guys, how are you doing today? I have a couple of plants that I want to show you. I was having some issues with this first one. Okay. This first one just about, well actually they both kind of broke my heart because they were a couple of my favorites. I should have videoed what I was doing with this Dishidia. This is a, where's my tag? Dishidia Oyantha Cascade. And she was having huge problems. I think I dry rotted the roots, and then part of the roots were dry rotted, and then other parts of it was overwatered. And I should have known right away that something was wrong with her, and I should have unpotted her. There's a better leaf. Isn't that beautiful? I've had this plant for a very long time. I think, let's see, do I have it written on my tag? Yeah. Ouch! I got it in the summer of 2020. So I've had it for 5 years. It grew like crazy for me. And all of a sudden, this summer, I think I overwatered it. I really do. I think I overwatered it, and that's what I think. Because I think it was getting too dry, and then I overwatered it, and then I overwatered it again. I think it happened right before I went on our second camping trip. But anyways, what I did was I got her in a tub, my tub. I'm soaking her leaves. I had her in a cup of water. She was not rooting. It was all just rotting. So I took out the best stalks. There was like triple of this. And I'm soaking her in water with some, like a couple drops of Super Thrive. And I'm going to leave her in here for a little bit. Let her kind of, you can see that her leaves are very, that's dirt, flimsy. And usually this plant, for those of you, I don't know if you guys have this plant, usually the leaves are really hard. It's like growing a Hoya, and it's kind of like a thicker, not a super thick Hoya leaf, but kind of like in between thick and thin. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's what it was. When I got it, the guy that I got it from, he was growing it on fern bark. Oh my gosh, what do you call it? You know, it was like a hunk of fern, and well, the summer I got her, I was growing her outside, and I was having a heck of a time keeping her hydrated. So I potted her up and took it from there. But I'm going to let her soak for a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to put her in spag, and then put her in my prop box, hoping I can keep her humid enough that, and get her rooted so she don't croak. Now, completely, she's already like half croaked. And this one about broke my heart. This is my Hoya Fungi, Fungii. I got her in 2022. And it was just kind of a smallish plant. But she's so pretty. Well, guess what? I dry rotted her too, and then I overwatered her. She was a nice big plant. I had her up on a hoop trellis. She was growing all around it, looked great. One day I come in and I looked at her and I was like, I was growing her in my west window here in my plant room. And I come in and looked at her and I was like, oh crap. Something is very, very wrong. And I unpotted her. All the roots were gone. So I cut all of it off. I got tons and tons of cuttings. These were the only ones that made it. Let me move my camera down here. So, out of these two, I just put her in this little cup. Oh yeah, look at the roots. Cool. I'm going to just try to take off as much of these as I possibly can. Oh, I am glad at least one cutting, because I'll bet you I had 8 or 9 cuttings that had leaves on them. And then I had a couple just stems, but they all just rotted. Crap, I just tore off a root. This is one thing I hate about spag. I think I'm just going to leave this alone. I'm not going to pick any more off because I already lost one root. And that makes me so mad. Sometimes I don't know why I put cuttings in spag, because I regret it every time. Every time. Because I end up ripping off cute little newly grown roots. Alright, I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but I'm going to grab a little tiny cup. This cup I want to put, well, I guess it don't matter. Well, I'd like to get a smaller cup for her and one that has drainage holes. So, let me put her down. I'm probably going to get her all dirty. And let me go grab a small pot. Okay, guys, I found this little tiny cup, or pot, I think that'll be okay. I've got a really chunky soil mix, and I am going to be leaving on, oh, this is going to make a mess. I wish I had a, here we go. It's super chunky soil mixture. And then I'm just going to lay her in here. See, I knew I'd make a mess. Oh, I forgot to put my mycorrhizae on. I put mycorrhizae in the spag, but I want to put more on. You're supposed to put it directly on your roots, but sorry, I keep reaching in front of you, but I just do not have, there, that might be better. I just do not have enough room on my plant table. I should have put my camera over a little bit more. There, I think that will be good. And then what I'll do is I will water her in with this water from my Super Thrive. Okay. That's good. Put her 20-mile long plant tag in. Ah, jeez. Okay. And then I'm just gonna, I got Super Thrive over here. I'm Just gonna get her watered. Oh, there went a Dishidia leaf that fell off. There. God, this tag is like way too big. I'm going to add a little more soil. Now that I've watered it in, it kind of settled a little bit. Here we go. Well, I hope this makes there's not, I mean, I like some Hoyas, but I'm been getting rather picky about, there, I think I just put a hole. I'm going to round this tag off so it's not poking holes in my Hoya. But I'm not like a super Hoya freak, but I do have a few ones that I, really, really like. And this is one that I really, really liked. I love the dark veining with the big leaves in it. So, and I am not, I don't know if I should put her back into my prop box or not. But I'm gonna let her sit in this water for a little bit, and then I'll dump it out, let it get soaked in really good. I've got a lot of perlite in there. I have to make sure I don't dry rot her again. And now for the Dishidia. Yeah, I'm just gonna do, I'm trying to think, do I want to do spag, because it always irritates me, or do I want to do perlite? I think I'm just gonna go spag. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna do spag. I'm gonna use the spag from my Hoya, because there's nothing wrong with it. It smells fine. And I ain't wasting spag. God, spag is way too expensive. So I'm just gonna fill this up. Oh. And then I'm going to put a little bit of my mycorrhizae. I'm going to sprinkle it in here. This seems to do really, really good when rooting. And then we will just move my camera up just a hair here. And then we will just I probably should cut these shorter. I think I'm going to. I just want to make sure I'm putting them in the right way. I'm just going to start sticking them in here. I'll cut these off. I hope this little plant makes it, because it's so pretty. It's such a pretty little plant. I can't believe I croaked it, but I did. I did it. I'll have to cut these two leaves off. Maybe it will take off better. I was being sort of lazy when I took the plant down. I had it in a hanging pot. And I just kind of took the plant down and cut it all up, threw it in a glass of water, and I went for it. And I shouldn't have. I should have just did it the right way, but that one I'll just stick down. It's only got one node. This is such a pretty little plant when it's not decrepit. Poor little thing. And that was what, when I first found it and took it down, I soaked it like this in my bucket. And look at that. It looks like it's got little... Come on, camera, focus. Little tiny air roots right here. Right above the node where I just cut the leaves off. But I'll pack the spag up. Or I'll put more spag in when I get these all in. Hopefully if just a few make it, that would be great. You know, a few of the cuttings. Because I mean, I probably had triple of this plant that I originally cut off my plant. And they just rotted. I should have started my video camera then, but I didn't think about it. I was just in let's go mode, and sometimes I don't think about it. It's like, oh, I should be videotaping this because it's kind of interesting. I think I'll cut that right there. And then that's the, oh no, there's one more in there. I'll go up 2 nodes on this. Ooh, I almost cut that stem. This is just a little itty bitty one. I will pack this with, get that thrown in this little cup. I will pack this with spag. And then I'll water it in with the Super Thrive water that I have in the bucket. I'm not going to waste it. And whatever I don't use, I'll water my plants with it. And then I think I'll put this in my prop box where I had my Hoya Fuji. My Fuji. Such a silly name. And hope that she makes it. Wonder if I should cut this one shorter. I think I will, because she's got little air roots. I'll just stick it down in here. And then I'll use my little, and it's got the, well, this is the Super Thrive. It's got my mycorrhizae in it. So we'll see how this goes. And hopefully in like a couple of months it will straighten up. I hope, because I love this little plant and I don't want to have to buy another one. I probably, I'll put my tag in. That's how I always lose my tags. I don't know if I would buy another one. I might, like someday, but I've been being very picky about the plants that I get. So, I don't know. I don't know if I would buy her or not again. But I definitely want to save her, like my little Hoya here. But I think this one has soaked long enough. I had another plant down there I dumped it into. I don't want to get her waterlogged because she does have spag all over her roots. So I think I'm going to leave this one out. I might put this one back in the prop box for another month-ish. I just don't want to get it used to living in the prop box because that's not where it's going to be living. But I might put this one back in for another week, 2 weeks, maybe. And then this one will stay in my prop box for a month or two. And we'll see how it goes. So, alright guys, I am going to let you go. And I will talk to you later. Bye. Peace.